Hey, honey, it's your girl Brianna J, and this is Break Free From Yourself podcast. This podcast is my precious baby that is centered around self reflection and self love. It's about a young woman's journey, me, of course, to find inner peace, but also realizing that sometimes she can play a role in holding herself back from that peace. This is going to be a space where I'll be real with y'all, but I'll also be real with myself. Listen, I know I'm not the only one that can hold themselves back from that greatness that they're supposed to be. Maybe y'all will be able to relate and we can get through this journey together. So let's take a walk together, hun. I'm your girl, you my girl, we your girls. Don't you know that we love you? Hey honeys, it's your girl Brianna J, and welcome back to another episode of Break Free From Yourself podcast. Now, I listened back to the last episode and I just want to apologize. Since I've moved into a new place, don't know how the sound goes, but I've realized it sounded like I was yelling. It may also be my headphones. They have noise cancellation, so I can't hear how loud I am. So we're working on that. Just bear with me. This episode is kind of a continuation of last episode, but focusing on navigating adult friendships instead of a synopsis of my life. Now, I know y'all thinking, she always talking about friends on this damn podcast. Well, baby, for some reason, it just seems like I'm very passionate about having some friends. So we're going to talk about it. As I'm scrolling down TikTok and other socials, I'm realizing that I'm not the only one that struggles with this. It's kind of a trend at this point. Some women are not fans of joining established friendships. They hate three people friendships. And there are always issues on girls' trips. So what's the issue? Why do women struggle with friendships? I'm starting to realize that because there is no book on how to be a friend and we weren't formally taught, we're out here just doing what it do, trying to make it work. Sometimes it does and sometimes it doesn't. So let's dissect this for a second. Google defines a friend as a person whom one knows and with whom one has a bond of mutual affection. Then I Googled what type of friends there were, and Google gave like 30 different types, and some of those were repetitive. We're all familiar with the four main types: acquaintances, casual friends, close friends, and lifelong friends. I believe that the main reason we have issues with friendships as adults is because the lines are blurred between the different types. We are expecting best friend tendencies from an acquaintance. In actuality, we're not able to properly categorize the people we come in contact with. First of all, not everyone that we come in contact with needs to be in any of those categories. They could just be somebody that we used to know. And that is perfectly okay, hun. Within the past few years, I realized that I have gotten better at categorizing my friends. My acquaintances are fairly surface level and typically are friendly and mostly on social media. I wouldn't call them a friend, but we've made connections and had mostly good encounters. The casual friends that I've made, I met them from work or social outings. I love how we can kiki and still keep it cute. Now, most of them, we don't typically have too many shared interests other than having a good time. But that's just the honest truth. I've noticed that even with some of my closer friends, we don't all like the same things, but that's okay. Y'all don't have to always like everything that you're trying to do to be a friend. Sometimes that's how you build friendships or learn what you do and do not like, because somebody wants to do something that you are not familiar with. For me, if the vibes are there and there's not any drama, I'm here for it. Now, when discussing close and lifelong friends, that's where I'm still having a little bit of trouble. According to verywellmind.com, close friends provide emotional support, trust, comfort, fun, quality time, advice, love, and accountability, while lifelong friends offer steadfastness, shared experiences, belongingness, family ties, timelessness, and lifelong memories. I know that in the past episode, I shared how COVID made me really rethink those friendships that I had around that time. And I really wanted to be able to hug my friends because COVID kept us apart. COVID kind of started a time of confusion for me as far as friends go. So because I valued friends and categorizing them, I kind of in my head established a hierarchy. That hierarchy even broke the close friends into two separate tiers, close and closer. It's not out of the ordinary for friends to express their love for one another just as they would with family. But baby, because of that hierarchy in my head, when some close friends would say I love you to me, I would feel a little off saying it. Like, of course, you'll say it to your best friend because that's your best friend. And even with your closer friends that you've spent more time with, it feels natural. But with the close friends, I had to think about it. And I felt bad for having to think about it because I'm like, I consider you a close friend. But the confusion was, how do I know if I love you or not? That made me realize that I wasn't as great at categorizing my friends as I thought. Now, it's been established that me and my best friend are in the lifelong category, but we've been long distance for a few years. And now with me further away, I'd like to establish some local bonds. As y'all know, I've moved to a new city, and one of the things that I said I wanted to do in this new city is find good and genuine friends. Yeah, and that sounds all fine and dandy, but it's just as bad as dating. You can kiss frogs when you're trying to find those friends too. Within my first month of being here, I would say that I've done just that. I get it. Everyone hates the superficial small talk, but I've had some conversations with people that have got them out of the running quickly by just coming off weird. And let me clear this up. I don't mean weird as someone being different. I could care less about you being different. Shoot, sometimes I feel like I'm different. The weird shit that I'm referring to is after I say my name, hey girl, it's Brianna from such and such, and you come at me talking about how since I'm a Pisces, you can deal with the crying shit because your male best friend is a Pisces, so you already know how it is. Baby, all I said was hello, and you trying to clock my tea about crying. Now, you did clock it, but that's not how you start this conversation. I said hello. And who said I was going to cry to you anyways? And that's one of my many examples I've experienced in a short amount of time. At this point, we're all adults. Trying to be shady to the next girl should not be a trend to find a friend. Let's just talk, see if we vibe, and move accordingly. Sometimes the journey feels like it's a lot harder than dating, but it is allowing me to see what I will and won't deal with from people. I'm at the stage in life where I'm trying to set and maintain boundaries with myself and others. It's already a difficult journey with people that you know, but I'm finding it easier with folks that I don't, because all you gotta do is get them scissors and cut them off. Navigating friendships as an adult can also be difficult because we are adults now. So we got our own life. We can't give as much of ourselves because we're dealing with our own shit. These responsibilities sometimes keep us in the house, or we simply can't be bothered because we had a long day of work. The group trips don't make it out the group chat because we gotta pay bills. Life literally be lifing and it can take over. I know I can get consumed with my own personal shit. Let me and this man start beefing and I'm on a hiatus. Catch that tea. Last thing that I want to address about navigating friendships in adulthood is we all have different stages of life that we're in. Some of us are married, some of us have children, some of us are engaged, some of us are focused on their careers, and others are just out here looking for a good time, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. Different stages makes it more difficult because we're not as relatable. Even if people are in similar stages, because we're human, we look at the next person's life and think that they have it better. So we pull back because we don't see what that person is truly going through. Sometimes we need to look at the type of friend we're being to another person. I do think that we all want a friend or a partner in crime, but are we a good friend to begin with? Let's start reflecting on that. We should think about what friend we want and start being that, and maybe we'll start attracting the friends that we desire. On that note, thank you for listening, and come back for some more episodes of Break Free From Yourself podcast. Bye, honeys. I know y'all didn't forget about Rebel Vision for all your skincare needs. Rebel Vision was created to encourage individuals to embrace self-love by encouraging them to show their body some real body love. We got the body butter, the rose water, the net exfoliators, the black soap, and the liquid black soap. Come and join the Rebel team by following us on Instagram at RBL_VZN and liking our Facebook page, Rebel Vision. To order products for your skincare needs, check out the site www.therebelvision.com. That's www.therebelvzn.com. If you don't already follow my Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter, go ahead and do that at _Brianna J. That is _BRIAUNAJ. TikTok is my best friend, so you know you can definitely find me on there. Use any of those platforms to comment and let me know what you think or want to hear on the podcast. Bye, honeys. Thank you for listening to Break Free From Yourself podcast. I hope you enjoyed yourself and come back for another episode.